the prayers, why can't Conor win? If Trump is the president, I guess he's saying, if Trump is the president, why can't Conor win? This is different. You actually have to fight people in the ring. This ain't for no bullshit propaganda. Right. You actually have to get in there and it's mano a mano. This isn't about politics and behind-the-scenes stuff going on and having Russia, hack into the servers and change votes or whatever. It ain't got nothing to do with that. It's a man in front of a man in a ring, okay? Guess what? It could happen, I guess, technically, once again, as I said. Everybody's got a puncher's chance. But it's an even less chance of this happening, before Donald Trump won than we thought that if Trump could win. There's a less chance of that. And Donald Trump won, but I know what you're saying. From Al Thompson, agree to disagree, Doug. No fight. We'll see. From LD from the D, Vince, McGregor shouldn't get $100 million nothing. And that's another part. McGregor's going to take whatever Floyd Mayweather wants to give him. Floyd's going to make $100+ million guaranteed. It'll probably take it over $200 million. And you know what? This thing is going to be bigger than probably any other fight. I'm going to say it. If it happens, when it happens, I believe, when it happens, this thing is probably going to be the biggest promoted fight in boxing history. And there's been a lot of great boxing, fights, big promotions in boxing history. There's been a ton of them. So many, I won't even try to start even naming them. But the intrigue of people wanting to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. get his ass kicked, the intrigue of putting the two different sports against each other, the intrigue of Floyd Mayweather Jr., the polarizing figure that he is, the polarizing figure that Conor McGregor is. Once again, some of the greatest promoters in boxing and fighting history with McGregor, with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Dana White. It's going to happen, and it's going to be big. As stupid as it is, the whole premise of it, once again, don't get it twisted. This whole thing is stupid. It's going to happen. Trust me on this. From Brian Hill, Floyd ain't hurt nobody since Ortiz Griff. Yeah, but Ortiz Griff is a boxer. Conor McGregor's not even a boxer. From Big L, X Squad, who can you fight 0 fights and go against all-time greats? So I'm next against Floyd. From Orrin Williams, man in front of man. Nah, I'm not watching. From Deacon Dale, I know, Andre, I bet you're opportunistic as usual. Let me say something about these comments and saying everybody's saying they won't watch this fight. Y'all gonna watch the damn fight. Y'all gonna watch it. Stop it. Stop it. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. Y'all saying that right now, I guess in opposition to this ridiculous whole, sentiment. Y'all saying that right now, but you will find your way to somebody's house party, to somebody's fight party to watch this fight. You may not pay for it like me. I'm not going to pay for it either, but you will find a way to watch this fight. Stop it. Stop it. From Gilliard Rose Finest, Stewie S. Good morning. Good morning, Cuzzo. From X Squad, kicking it with Kesey. Yep, y'all will be there if it goes down, though. Laugh out loud. He got a point. Yeah, I know I got a point. Y'all poking y'all chests out or whatever. I guess in opposition to this whole, conversation. I get it. But this is what I do. I talk about what people are talking about in sports. Okay? And you sit back there and talk about you not going to fight in some type of protest. Your ass is going to watch. From Uncle Mike, say what you want. I'll watch it and pay for it. Right. I mean, let's just keep it real. If this happens, which I really think it is, if this happens, your ass going to watch. Now, I'm not paying for it like Uncle Mike. Because I haven't been gainfully employed for over 4 years, but I will watch. I will be there. with bells on. And really the reason I'm going to see it, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the reason I want to see it is I want to see Floyd Mayweather Jr. just toy with this guy and beat him to an inch of his life. I want to see Floyd just pummel this cat, okay? I want to see Floyd Mayweather with all of his haters and everybody that's against Floyd and he's not this and he's not that. I want to see Floyd, like they used to say in wrestling, give this man a crimson mask. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. Yeah, my reasons for wanting to see this thing are totally different than 90% of the people that want to pay to see this thing. All right, totally different, because I just want to see Floyd just beat this guy. How dare you? Like, you don't tell nobody how to do their job. You don't or talk about, I can go and beat so-and-so, the greatest champion right now walking the face of the earth. How can you say that? That's very arrogant. That's very arrogant. And listen, the same thing goes vice versa. Like, I wouldn't think that Floyd Mayweather Jr. would have a chance if he went in there and tried to fight Conor McGregor MMA style. He wouldn't have a chance, but they're not going to do that, okay? I can keep it real. Right, Floyd Mayweather Jr. fighting in the UFC would get his ass kicked every single time. The first time and every single time, okay? That's not what he does. So it's very arrogant and very obnoxious to think that this guy could come in there and beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. I can't wait to see it. Yeah. From K Love, the ladies, 3,000. Y'all went to Facebook Live. Stop sleeping on Periscope. Free pay-per-view fights all day long. Man, I haven't been on Periscope in a minute. And it's crazy how social media, one platform just overrides another total platform. Man, you can go back to MySpace. Like, one day we were on MySpace, and then the next day everybody and their mama were on Facebook. You remember that? And so the same thing with this Periscope, man. I was on Periscope hard. I need to do a Periscope. I just need to do it. So I was on Periscope, doing show promotions or whatever. And then I started doing Facebook Live. And Facebook Live, their whole marketing of it seems a whole lot better. And you get people that you know that can see it live or whatever, man. So I need to do some Periscope. I hadn't done Periscope in a while. From Peter Quill, if there's no clause that McGregor has to lose, he might catch Mayweather one good time. Floyd's taking punches. All right? The chances of him landing a quote-unquote good punch are very, very low. But even if he does catch Floyd Mayweather Jr. With one good punch, it's not like Floyd's not taken a good punch before. He's taken a couple of good punches. His defense might be the best defense that I've seen in my life, but he has taken a couple of good punches before, Who did he fight? Ricky Hatton caught him once or twice. Oscar De La Hoya caught him once or twice. Sugar Shane Mosley caught him a couple of times, once or twice. But he withstood those punches. He doesn't have one of them classic glass chins, glass jaws or anything like that. Even if he does catch him one good time, he's not going to beat him. He's not going to knock him out. Chances of that, once again, are very, very minuscule. From Jam Still Hurting Stewies, I got a trade for y'all. Carmelo to the Hawks for Kent sorry-ass Bazemore, Tiago Splitter, and Mike Scott. Why would the New York Knicks trade their commodity, and that's what Carmelo is to them right now, a commodity, for Kent Bazemore, Tiago Splitter, and Mike Scott? You got to have something to get something, bro. I don't nobody want those cats. They don't nobody want no fish heads and rice. They're not going to take Tiago Splitter, Kent Bazemore, and Mike Scott for a commodity. Once again, Carmelo is not in their future, clearly. I think they're trying to trade him, but they're just not going to take, once again, to quote the great Bo Bach, they're not going to take fish heads and rice. What the hell are you talking about? And listen, man, I see the title of your name, your what's the word? Your chat room name, sir. You still hurting? Jam still hurting? from last week's Super Bowl loss. We're over a week now. It's been a week and 2 days now, a week and 3 days. Sir, you gotta move on. From Andre Elam, who had the best defense, Floyd or Whitaker? Same style with that feigning style where they kind of like threw up their shoulder into the punches or whatever, turned to a side or whatever. Sweet Peas do the same thing. I don't know. I would probably say I would give the edge probably. I mean, they were both great defensive fighters or are great defensive fighters. I would give the nod probably to Mayweather just because he's been doing it forever. His daddy used to do the same stuff. Man, the same defensive style. So I would give it slightly to Mayweather. From RC, Andre, I believe Floyd surpassed the great Pernell Whitaker in regards to defense. Right, I say slightly. Pernell was great. Pernell was a great fighter. He got absolutely robbed against Oscar De La Hoya. I'll never forget that fight, man. I'll never forget that fight. I believe it was De La Hoya. De La Hoya, man, I was a De La Hoya fan up until that fight, man, and they absolutely just doo-dooed on Whitaker, man, and gave De La Hoya that fight. De La Hoya really, the defensive style of Whitaker, man, he couldn't really hit him. And that was during the time when they were trying to build up Oscar De La Hoya, man, and it was just bootleg as hell. From Gilliard Road's Finest, what you guys take on this Lonzo Ball kid out of UCLA, his dad going on TMZ saying he's better than Steph Curry? Well, I want to talk about that a little bit later in the second hour of the show, in the entertainment segment. I wanted to talk about that little story about Lonzo Ball's dad and Melo Ball's dad. From Coach Noy Bramble, Cotto fought him the best outside of Emmanuel Augustus, I think. From RC, Whitaker was robbed without a gun versus Chavez and Jose Luis Ramirez, too. From the 47 problem, after that fight, I thought fighting was fixed and didn't watch for a while. From Andre Elam, Doug, Floyd Sr. used to get his ass whipped from time to time. He came up in a bad fighting era for his weight class. Oh, yes, he did. I talk about it all the time. One of my favorite fights of all times was Mayweather Sr. versus Sugar Ray Leonard. There's a couple of fights that stick out in my mind where they received some of the worst beatings that I've ever seen in my boxing watching career. You go back and watch that Sugar Ray Leonard, Floyd Mayweather Sr. fight at the very end when Sugar Ray figured out, what Mayweather was doing and landed a couple of punches and kind of dazed Mayweather Sr. Mayweather Sr. was game. He was in the fight the whole fight long. They were going back and forth. And Sugar Ray finally figured something out, caught him on like a little small combination. Sugar Ray raised his hands up to the sky, and that was it. And in that fight, Sugar Ray threw about a 50-punch combination that all landed on Mayweather Sr., man, and the fight was over. Yeah, Sugar Ray Leonard and Donnie Lalonde. Go back and look at that one, too. Donnie Lalonde was another great white hype. Sugar Ray beat the living shit out of that man. Same type of thing. He was game. He was fighting the entire fight long. Got to the end, Sugar Ray figured him out, and that was it. And Donnie Lalonde, man, he was very close to dying. Very close to dying. Sugar Ray put a beating on that man. Oh, my gosh. There was another fight. I could talk about boxing all day long. What was the guy's name? Oh, Tommy Morrison. Tommy Morrison fought. I'm drawing a blank right now on the guy's name. And I'll look it up during the break. The great Tommy Morrison, rest in peace, fought. I can see his face, but I can't remember his name right now. Same thing. Hyping him up. Great white hype. And, man, Tommy Morrison took a beating in that fight, man. I'll think of it when we get back. When we get back from the break, man, it will be hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. When we get back, man, you see the title of today's show, Use a Cockroach Tom Brady. I'll tell you more about that, all right? And Jimmy Garoppolo on the move. Hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show coming up next.